All right, hello everybody, and welcome. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Q&A live stream number 162. It is approximately 9:32 p.m. right here on the East Coast in the great state of New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. And so here we are, guys, the end of June 2021. Today is the last day of June. Tomorrow is the first day of July. So another month down. Basically, just now halfway through the year. So, yeah. Okay. So we got a couple of people that have just jumped on the live stream. So, yeah. I may finally get to the Marley Station Mall. Okay, that's great to hear actually, believe it or not. In 1 second, guys. Hey Butterboy, how are you? And hi Dylan to Jesus, how are you? Doing this evening rather. So anyways. Oh, okay, I see. All right, so we're gonna give people a couple of minutes to join here. So SB360 Capital Partners LLC has officially updated their sites as of today. They've officially removed the Stop and Shop in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. That they were liquidating store fixtures at that particular Stop and Shop store. I guess. All right, Kenneth Williams. See us another time. So right now, there are no other additional auctions, and currently, it is just down to those four Sears and Kmart stores. We could be seeing that list grow by tomorrow if another list of Sears and Kmart closures are announced. I actually do have a pretty good idea rather, and basic prediction of which locations would be the next to go. If we're doing a 2x2, I would say if a list does get announced tomorrow, I would say the Kmart store in Marshall, Michigan, and the Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey, and then for Sears, I would say the Sears in Braintree, Massachusetts, and the Sears at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Pennsylvania. The reason I say those four locations is for a couple of reasons. Number one, Avenel for months has been rumored to close for several months now. Number two, the Kmart store in Marshall, Michigan, it was near some Love's Furniture and mattress stores that finished up liquidation sales. So SB360, the same liquidator that liquidated Love's, can take that inventory that was not liquidated at the Love's Furniture and can actually move it into the Marshall, Michigan. Hence why currently right now they're closing the Sears in Westland, Michigan because of the Love's Furniture and bankruptcy liquidation sale. Avenel's been rumored to close for months, and from what I've been hearing, they've been downsizing the store significantly. Sadly, the same could be said for Willow Grove too. That store has been downsized significantly. So I think it is one of the stores that is definitely vulnerable to be closing. And Braintree, Massachusetts, that has been also downsized significantly, and also has a rug department in the store. And when the store has a rug department, it basically means that the end is near for the department stores. Sadly. And meanwhile, over at Hillco Merchants, they will be wrapping up liquidation sales tomorrow at a PetSmart in Owings Mills, Maryland. It was actually a relocation, rather. I believe that Express store in Philadelphia is also closing tomorrow. The Custom Frame Shop, the pharmacy chain, which we don't know what that was, and the international fashion retailer with three locations. So a lot of those should be wrapping up by tomorrow. And that's basically it for now for liquidations, unless we get some crazy bombshell announcement tomorrow morning, because that has happened before. Back in February, we got the bombshell about fries. That was pretty sad, but it was a good thing that they bought in Hillco Merchants to liquidate the store fixtures. So I guess they wanted to get all assets and they wanted to just liquidate completely. Well, I mean, I guess they did close. So yeah, but anyways, uh, yeah, I think so too. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they're doing foot action I think Foot Action's part of Foot Locker, so I don't think they'll be a Champ Sports. I think it'll be anything Foot Locker, basically. Hi, Nicola Solar. How are you? What about the Newburgh, New York Sears? Um, I don't see that one closing at the moment, but again, that one could very well close as well. I could be totally wrong about Willow Grove, and it might be Newburgh that could get announced tomorrow. But I do think that just that because last week we got, or 2 weeks ago rather, we got an announcement of 4 stores. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more stores getting announced tomorrow, or a small fleet of them at least. Then it would be it'd be 4 Kmart's and 4 Sears stores, but the liquidations would be 2 weeks apart, or at least the closing date rather would be 2 weeks apart. So I do think we're going to be seeing some kind of list tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, then possibly in July. But I'm pretty confident that we will be seeing a list tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then probably at some point in July. But it would be interesting to see if we do actually get some kind of list tomorrow. They don't even make public statements anymore. Now it's just you literally got to go through their career page on Twitter, or media outlets post articles and stuff. I would think maybe it's every 2 weeks, because they did that the last time in April. They announced like a bunch of stores back in April, and then 2 weeks later they announced a bunch of stores in February, and then I know 2 weeks later after that, they announced a whole bunch of stores. Like I think it was 2 weeks after Valentine's Day. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. When I went, I just saw Disney. Will it be? Yes, yes. Unfortunately, I can officially confirm that Disney's closing at Roosevelt Field. Disney at Roosevelt Field. Disney Roosevelt Field's final day is the 14th of July. They'll be closing. That's going to be their final day of operation, and it sounds like they're going to get another round of stores started up after that. So Pepper Palace is expanding into a lot of malls. What is Pepper Palace? Is that like a Chuck E. Cheese kind of deal? Oh, it's like an actual. Oh, it's like it's one of those knickknack stores. It looks like. Oh no, it's a what am I kidding? No, it's not like a Spencer's. It's basically a place. It's basically a retailer that sells hot sauce things. Yeah, I'm not a fan of hot sauce, so that definitely would not be my type of store. Yeah, because I mean all the buildings are up for sale at this point. It's I'm actually going to turn this light on because it's a little dark. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. But yeah, it's yeah, they're doing several different rounds of Sears and Kmart stores in particular. So it doesn't surprise me at all that they're actually doing like several different rounds, of course. Yeah, I don't think we have one. We have one in Elizabeth. That's about the only one. Palisades Center, and they have one in Tinton Falls. They're not. It looks like there's two in New Jersey. There could be three. I could be mistaken. There might be a third one in the state. Well, Palisades Center. That's kind of the mall you'd find it in. Yeah, it looks like they have one at King of Prussia. That's an interesting choice. That's an interesting choice for a Pepper Palace. And it looks like they have one at, if I'm not mistaken, looks like they have one at the Deer Park. Yep, Deer Park Outlets. They have one right in the dead center of New York City, the Mills of Jersey Gardens, Palisade Center, and one of the Jersey Shore premium outlet malls. Yeah, well, I think Finish Line had a thing with Macy's, although I don't know if that contract has been extended. Hi, Swazi, how are you? So, but yeah, so guys, this might be one of my last live streams for a little while. Oh yeah, I see. Excuse me. I did not mean to yawn, guys. Sorry about that. I'm doing pretty well for myself, but thank you for asking. So, Concorde, no, hands down, a Concorde is a lot worse than a 330A. If I had to choose between a Concorde or a 330A, that's literally a no-brainer right there. Concordes are terrible. They're extremely slow. The 330A is faster than a Concorde, and that should tell you a lot about how crappy Concorde elevators are. I'm not a fan of the 330A. It's not my favorite Schindler, but if I had to choose between a 330A and a Concorde, I think I'm going to take my chance on the 330A since Schindler's a well-known elevator company over Concorde. But Concordes are just terrible. Model Sporting Goods at Green Acres Mall that had a Concorde, and that told you what kind of sporting goods store Models was, especially since they put in the cheapest elevator. Although they did put a ThyssenKrupp Aurora at the Models in Monmouth. It's closed now, but still. Yeah, Models, they were announcing that all their stores were closing. It's interesting. They literally announced all their stores were closing like a week before like COVID got really bad. And yeah, it was unfortunate. Lots of I mean, for the first time, 2021, I think it's definitely a mix. Um It's definitely a mix this year with retail. Some closings and some openings. 2020 was just awful. 2018 was pretty bad too for department stores. I mean, Toys R Us and Babies R Us, Sears at Paramus Park, and J.C. Penney at Westfield Garden State Plaza, and of course to name a few. But if you compare like 2020 with 2018, 2020 was a lot worse. Um, because we had so many different. I mean, we had Lord and Taylor. Thank God we didn't lose Pennies and Neiman, but they would have gone under if the pandemic emergency was extended. That would have been the end for those. Lord and Taylor, I kind of get, especially with the Northeast being very strict with retail guidelines. I mean, Lord and Taylor didn't even open their doors until like late June, early. I mean, they were yeah. So it was basically over for Lord and Taylor. As much as I, you know, hate to say that, Belk was able to survive because they were able to like reopen after a month. But Lord and Taylor, unfortunately, was basically out of luck. Well, part of that too was the delay, the closure of their stores, but also it was a combination of the bad leadership from Hudson Bay. Hudson Bay milking on the real estate of the buildings, and then of course Lato coming in and didn't even know what to do with the department store chain. It was sad. I mean, I remember walking in, and this was maybe 2 weeks before everything shut down. And I just remember walking into it was the Livingston Lord and Taylor location. This is when I was living away at college. And it was empty. I couldn't even find someone on the sales floor. I mean, not that I was looking to buy something there, but Lord and Taylor, I would expect a lot more. I mean, maybe it was a Sunday. Maybe people don't go right when the store opens, but still, it's not great. It wasn't great, but I did it. I mean, I'm glad I did it, but I definitely wouldn't go back there. Yeah, Zara does very well. I don't see Zara. Plus, Zara just put a nice location at American Dream with a beautiful Otis hydrofit. That's a really nice installation by Otis, by the way. Yeah, they're pretty slow, Schindler MTs. They're not too common a lot in Paramus now. Well, I mean, you do have the food court ones, you do have the mall management, but not in any like department stores. Penny's Craft to Bed, and those Schindler MTs are definitely gone now, especially with Old Navy on the first floor. And the Lord and Taylor Schindler MT, of course, can't forget that. It's just interesting how Lord and Taylor was I'm sorry, Paramus, New Jersey, rather, was the only town in the entire country of the United States to have two Lord and Taylor stores. I mean, New York City probably at one time had two Lord and Taylor stores, but after that, Paramus was the only town because you had Fashion Center, Lord and Taylor, and Paramus that opened in 1967, and then you had the Lord and Taylor at the Westfield Garden State Plaza that opened up in 1996. Yeah, but probably Zara. It's probably a lot less Zara stores like outside of the country. So EDP 445 wanted. I can't answer that. Which Raymore and Flanagan has a Concord? Yep, and that became the LL Bean that Paramus Park that we all know today. But oh no, that was Modell's. That was never Raymore and Flanagan. That was Modell's. That's been long gone for a while now, actually. So yeah, I'm actually going to put a prediction of which Kmart and Sears stores that I think that might get announced tomorrow. And tell me what you guys think. I'm not doing a win. I'm not doing a win a Cohen Mall video. Not necessarily. I think those were just not profitable stores for the Connecticut. Um, I think they were not profitable enough for Connecticut, and there's still. I mean, Macy's still has Stanford and West Farms and Danbury Fair, so they still have a decent one. Yes, they do have a Foot Locker in the kids and women. Yep, they do have a Foot Locker at the Paramus Park Macy's. Yes, I've seen the video. He's like that is not a Concord. That is not a he hated that Concord. He doesn't really go to Green Acres Mall that much, and I can't blame him. That mall, sorry to say, is really nothing special. I've never I mean I've been the many times I've been out to Long Island, that mall's not exactly a destination. Okay, yes, it's getting a Primark. Still, the mall's not a destination. I'm not doing a Cohen Mall video. It's not in my area. I try to do stuff in my area basically, unless it's a significant Sears and Kmart closure, of course. It might, depending on the amount of anchors that have left the mall. It's just a prediction, but there's many reasons why I think that these are going to be the possibly the next to go. Since we had a 2 week period in the last round, and we might have the same thing this round. So I'll give you my reasons, Alex. Marshall, Michigan, SB360, who was the liquidator for Sears and Kmart currently, just finished up liquidating some Love's Furniture and mattress stores. A lot of them were within the state of Michigan. So because it's the same liquidation company, they could move all that stuff within their store network and easily liquidate all that stuff that was at Love's inside the Kmart in Marshall, Michigan. The Kmart in Avenel, New Jersey, they have significantly downsized and they've actually walled off portions and sections of the stores, and they've had several different meetings about the store closing. As for the Sears stores, the Sears in Braintree, Massachusetts, it has a rug department, and the store has been downsized significantly. And the Sears in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, another Sears store that has also been downsized significantly, with the second floor being closed off. So there's a lot of reasons of why I think those four might be the next to go. But I could be totally right. I could get it right on the target, or I could be totally wrong. And there's one location I get wrong. But I know for many months I predicted that South Lake Tahoe was going to close, and then we once again, all of a sudden, then we got the announcement the end of June that it was going to close. And that guy, whoever commented, basically predicted correctly that that was going to close. But yeah, I mean, so far the only ones that are closing right now are South Lake Tahoe, California. Okay, this is Kmart. Kmart, South Lake Tahoe, California, and Kmart Freedom, California, and then Sears, Westland, Michigan, and Media, Pennsylvania. Those are the ones that are closing right now. It could, depending on if the mall goes into a downward dangerous spiral of declining stores. Yes, the Meadowlands had a coronavirus vaccination center, and yes, I've been inside it. It actually just closed last Friday. One of my relatives sadly could not get a vaccine there, so we had to go to an alternative site where they were giving it out. Sadly, they by the time we got there, they were already like moving stuff out, and the mega site sadly did close last Friday, unfortunately. But now the vaccine is a little bit easier to get. So the good news is now we don't need the mega site, as my home state of New Jersey, at least 70% of the population is now fully vaccinated, which is an excellent thing given this crazy thing with the Delta variant of COVID-19. Had a weird elevator. Oh, I've never been to Westfield Meriden. Yeah, they have that Schindler Otis kind of thing in that mall, but what's it called? I've never been to Westfield Meriden. They do, but it's very, very rare, and I don't think New Balance. There's one exception for New Balance. They actually have a New Balance not in Paramus, but in a strip mall in southern Bergen County. Believe it or not. Yeah, it's very rare to find a Foot Locker in a strip mall. Sometimes they're not in malls, but it's a very rare occasion. Like they're in, like they have one at American Dream. They actually have one at Passaic, which I kind of get why they have one there. They also have one in Patterson, but it's in the oh no, it's actually a corner store. But the thing is, there's a market there for it because it's in those neighborhoods where Foot Locker does really well. They actually also have a couple. It looks like they have one in Union City. Looks like they have one in North Bergen. I would think Newport Center would have one, yeah, and Hudson Mall, just the area, of course, and it's exactly what yeah. There's only one Foot Locker in Paramus, and that's at what's it called, Westfield Garden State Plaza. But it looks like the Lady Foot Locker at Paramus Park is still temporarily closed, or they may permanently close that one, honestly. Well, losing a Nordstrom is never a good thing. And a Sears, I mean, the mall can live without a Sears, but Nordstrom, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing if it's just Macy's and J.C. Penney. I'm pretty good, Mohammed Sonic Boom. How are you? Oh yeah, and the last one in Central Jersey. If Macy's has a big part of the half floor caution tape off and parts of the walls, will it close soon? So, given that Macy's does one round of store closings a year, I would say if you're seeing that now, then yes. I would say yes. Then if that store is most likely to close. Yes, yes, absolutely. But because Macy's only does one round at the very beginning of the year, it won't be until January. So you can enjoy that store for the rest of this year. As for next year, you got to wait till that Macy's list comes out, and it typically comes out right at the beginning of the year, so they can like literally start with liquidation directly after the holiday shopping season. Oh, I'm not surprised they got a salon. Do we have any Olympia Sports? I don't think so, but I'll double check. Yeah, the closest thing would be Rhode Island. Nothing in Connecticut, New York, or New Jersey. Specifically speaking, Bergen County, like very close to Westfield Garden State Plaza. Like I would say about 50. Like I'm in particular, like what's right in my backyard, probably MetLife Stadium. Like that would be the closest thing. I'm like around there. That's what I always tell people. I think the other way around. Foot Locker is better than Champs, I think. Sweet green tea in Hackensack. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw the Yard House thing. They're in part of the Bloomingdale's store. They're basically now where the Houghton elevator was. Sad that they ripped it out, but yeah. Pretty good score. How are you? Also lost is Nordstrom, but they still have a okay. I mean, okay. That's about the well, no, that was about the same lineup that Gallery White playing. So, I mean, if it still has good stores, it's still okay. It really needs to get something entertainment like because JCPenney will probably be the next anchor to close most likely, unless Forever 21 craps the better. Definitely not Old Navy, but Forever 21 might too, because I know they were on shaky ground too. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll definitely do that at when I get the chance. Oh, Splish Splash Water Park. Yes, that's out in the Hamptons. I know exactly where that is. You should. Oh, okay. Um, Big Kmart's left. They closed Hooters and Hackensack. Doesn't surprise me. We had one time we had two. Wow. When did they close Hooters and Hackensack? Oh, wonder where the closest Hooters is now. Not that I care for Hooters, but I think like yeah, they really declined. There is a Hooters casino though in Las Vegas, but don't go there. That hotel is no, 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 no. That hotel is not good. Um wow, closest one's like Summerest. Wow, yeah, they really damn. It doesn't surprise me though. So much other competition too. Coca-Cola Eats Food Court. That is not open yet. Yeah, we're finally we're getting rain. I'm actually and you know how people complain about rain. I'm like, for once, especially since the heat wave we had, and you will see me a very rare time saying this, but I'm actually happy that it's gonna rain for the next few days because we need it more than ever, especially with the high temperatures. I'm happy that we're finally getting the rain. It's something that's definitely has been needed for a while now. Well, not that Hooters is a huge loss. How many big Kmart's left? Just Marshall, Michigan. That's it. I think that's the last one with. Well, actually, no, I don't think so because you might have one or two on the Virgin Islands that have the big Kmart logo. But I think Marshall, Michigan is the last one with a big Kmart logo. The only other significant Kmart logo left after that one would be Hamilton, Montana, and that would be sad to see that one go. But we know the eventuality is coming for all the Kmart stores, sadly. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Chick-fil-A wants that location in Hackensack, but there's going to be big problems with that. That's not going to be good. And where? Oh man, oh yeah, that's going to be bad. That's actually going to create a lot of bottleneck lines. Yeah, I mean, you should see that. I mean, the Chick-fil-A in Teterboro right now has like two lines. Yeah, well, they better. I mean, wow, yeah, that's going to be. It'll be interesting, but at the same time, it'll also be it won't be like the best thing for the actual what's it called area. I mean, that's not to say there's anything wrong with that. It's just it's not going to be. Let's just say it's not going to be the easiest thing place to get in and out of, especially given Route 4 on a weekend, especially on a Saturday. Um, I really wonder though if they're actually going to ever put a Chick-fil-A like up on Route 17 in Paramus. They might. I mean, Chick-fil-A's do so well that they could just throw one right on 17 and it would just do phenomenal, actually. Well, they have two right now in Paramus. Looks like they have one and two in Englewood. Um, yeah, I mean, I think they can just throw one on 17 if Chick-fil-A decides to leave Paramus Park, and I think it would do very successful, actually. I can't imagine it would because it has tourists. Yeah, I know the Tanger Outlets in Deer Park, which has that Bloomingdale's outlet. I know where Splish Splash is. I've seen pictures of the water park. It's insane, and it's something I would like to do, but it's a long, yeah, it's a big water park out there. Yeah, Freehold Raceway Mall is on the same foothold as Danbury. That's right. I mean, both lost Lord and Taylor, and was it at the same time? No, it was it was different times. Danbury's actually closed first. Yeah, because I think they kept another one open until the very end. I don't know. One of them was West Farms, and oh no, no, West Farms closed. Maybe it was West Farms. I don't remember. I know Danbury was one of the last Lord and Taylors to stay till the very end. Both premise locations made it to the end, which to me was very surprising. I'm surprised Fashion Center didn't close in December. And I mean, the Lord and Taylors, both of them, within the same town of Paramus, must have done really well to have them open all the way to the very end. I mean, those stores. I mean, those stores, both of them in Paramus, and including Willowbrook and Bridgewater and Westfield and Freehold and Quaker Bridge, all hanged on to the very end, the very last day of operation, which, as everyone knows, was Saturday, February 27th, 2021. I really wonder too if they picked that day because of the Bergen County Blue laws. They might have actually done that. They probably, honestly, they probably did, to be honest. And or Hilco could have just came up with the date because I know they closed a couple of other things along with the Lord and Taylor. Some Bed Bath and Beyonds also closed as well. So, but it doesn't surprise me that a lot of the stuff closed. It's just unfortunately, they weren't as popular. Also, the bad leadership too, and people just got pissed off and they just went elsewhere. I saw an announcement yesterday that Walmart was giving all their workers off for Thanksgiving. Doesn't come as any surprise to me because they have the capital to do it and they're able to pay a lot of their workers to spend time with their families. So it just makes sense. I mean, they have the flexibility and the finance to do that, to pay their employees to literally stay home and spend time with their family. That's a company that cares about. Target, I believe, is doing the same thing. I think Kohl's is. Boscov's will be closed on Thanksgiving. And Best Buy will also be closed on Thanksgiving. Apple will absolutely be closed on Thanksgiving. I don't see them being open on Thanksgiving. It doesn't surprise me because those companies are very well funded. So it wouldn't make sense for them to be open on Thanksgiving. Just no point. And they want to also treat their workers through working through the pandemic because honestly, we're still not out of the woods with the pandemic. It's just now we don't have people that are. I mean, people are getting vaccinated, but at a much slower rate. I mean, yours truly is vaccinated right here. I'm glad that I got both doses, but it's nice not to have to wear a mask. But I am still wearing my mask in various like office buildings. I still need one. Mass transit, Ubers, and I think it's going to be that way for a while at least until more people around the world at least get vaccinated because we have developing countries that are not fully vaccinated yet. But anyways, let me get to everyone's question. Sorry for getting off topic. Oh yeah, I've been on that one too. It's where you get inside the water slide, they close the tube, and they're like 3, 2, 1, and then the floor drops. Yeah, I've been on those before. They're fun. They are fun. It's scary at first, but you have so much fun. You literally shoot down like a rocket. It's pretty cool too. Rather crazy experience. If you went to one that was outside, please tell me you didn't wait 45 minutes in the drive-through line because that's just a waste of time. I'm sorry. Doesn't surprise me. Chick-fil-A has the money to do that. What does that say about Danbury? Yeah, but from what I hear, Make Eric is trying to get more businesses. The only problem with Freehold, and as much as I hate to say that, is they're going to have iPlay America conflicting a lot. Unless they get some kind of kick ASSS gym in there, I don't know what's going to happen with that mall. No, they never had a Nordstrom at Danbury Fair. Only West Farms had one. Well, there's now two in the state of Connecticut. West Farms is one of them, and then the other one is located in the new Sono collection. That's the only other one in the state, I believe. I agree. I agree. But people like it, and people are willing to wait on the line. Oh, I think there's going to be another massive round of store closings. I think they should just pull the plug, honestly. I mean, I mean, and I'll give I mean, I'll give Latote and the Sadia Group credit for closing all the stores. Yeah, they destroyed thousands of jobs, even though, but the stores really had no attraction to them. And I feel bad for the people that went to Lord and Taylor and they got their prom dress and they went down the escalator, and now it's, I mean, the chain's no more, and I mean, it was basically kicking around while I was in high school, but yeah, it's sad, and I actually, it's interesting. When I was in high school, they actually gave me a Lord and Taylor magazine, and now the company is basically an e-commerce retailer. It's just crazy. If it's crazy how a global pandemic can literally crush the world's oldest department store, but as everybody knows, they had struggles of their own, whether it was leadership, how to market themselves, how to get crowds in the store, how to get crowds to stay in the store and shop. And I think that was their biggest problem too. And the leadership always kept changing. But I'll tell you something, once May got Lord and Taylor, it was basically over, because then it was just another building to sell a bunch of crap. It wasn't about the experience of going there. You're basically just another building, sell some clothes and shoes. That's what it was about. That's basically what it was about. It wasn't about the experience and enjoying the actual store. It's kind of what like Marshalls and TJ Maxx are, except they make it a treasure hunt, so they kind of make it fun and they have unique stuff. They have like trendy stuff and cool stuff. Lord and Taylor did not have that, sadly, because of the leadership that always kept changing. You had May, you had Hudson Bay, then you had Latote, now you got the Cedilla Group, which I think that whole online thing is going to be a disaster, and I think Lord and Taylor will the name, the brand rather, will probably get bought up by Amazon in the next 2 to 3 years, and they'll get it for literally nothing. They'll get it for absolutely nothing. Just watch, just wait. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. But getting back to Freehold, I think there's potential. I think a roller skating rink in the former Lord and Taylor spot, I think could very well work. And as for the Nordstrom spot, if they get a college in there and classes, I think it's great to have a younger, students going to that Nordstrom and then having lunch at the food court. It could very well happen. They could have classes there. And then certain kids, they take classes and then they go out into the mall and spend money at the food court. And it actually helps out the mall, believe it or not. Auto centers 23 or 24. I don't have the full list in front of me, but I think there's 23 or 24 Sears Auto centers left. Oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah, season passes are always good. Yeah, you pay once and you're good for the whole season. I guess because Bangor had a I guess because Bangor had a pretty large population. That's why. I know they're not. If only Chick-fil-A had a vegetarian, I mean, that would be such a great market too. If they had a vegetarian chicken sandwich, I think I'd give it a try. Yeah, it's a shame. I would. I probably would if I lived on Long Island. I'm not I mean, I'm fine with peanuts, but some people I guess are allergic to peanuts. Yeah. Some things are cooked in peanut oil, and I know people some people, I don't know. I know some people do have really bad peanut allergies and like they can't eat anything with peanut butter. It's a shame because they miss out on a lot of peanut butter stuff. Oh well. Target, yes, Target out of the two is nicer. Walmart, it's just a gray building. It's just a gray empty building. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but they're just gray and empty basically. There's nothing really special about them. Yeah, that's right around the time May merged with Federated, so that would make sense. I know, and it's such a cool one. If only I lived in Montana, I would absolutely go there. But it's quite a far drive, and it's a very long plane ticket. But it's cool though. Target is better than Walmart. I wear my mask at malls and stores, but not at Jim B. Oh, okay. Yeah, some people are hesitant with the masks, and some people, and I respect that, But I mean, I'm fully vaccinated, so I just read the signs. But I do wear my mask in office buildings, mass transit, Ubers, and if I have to ever visit a hospital, then I'll definitely wear a mask. My nearest Chick-fil-A, Teterboro Landing. It's a shopping area near Teterboro Airport. It's actually a really nice one. They got the brew house down there, Texas Roadhouse, which is kind of eh. They have very limited hours too, honestly, which I'm not a huge fan of. Oh yeah, no, 40 minutes. That's terrible. I mean, you would think fast food in 15 minutes or less. Nobody in their right mind would wait 40 minutes for Chick-fil-A. I'm sorry, even for Chick-fil-A, it's not worth 40 minutes for food just because people want food. It's just crazy. Yeah, Roosevelt Field is going downhill, sadly. Disney's closing the 14th. I hear J.C. Penney at Roosevelt Field is having stock issues, so J.C. Penney Roosevelt Field might be the next anchor to crap the bed. Neiman Marcus might very well close that store. And I'll tell you, once Neiman Marcus goes, yeah, that's going to be really bad for the mall. But hopefully Neiman Marcus can hang on because that Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, and Bloomingdale's need to keep them all together because it's going to get really bad if this anchor stores, especially department stores, start closing at that mall. The creepiest Macy's. Ooh, probably probably Sunrise, honestly. That's probably the creepiest one I've been to. Brunswick's actually no, Brunswick Square. Sunrise or Brunswick Square, one of those two. Yep, and they're now gone. Worst elevator fixture. Monitor TR. That I hate monitor TR. Fixtures are very cheap. It's okay. I mean, I guess you could compare it to Westfield Garden State Plaza somehow. Well, the other problem with that Nordstrom and Freehold, well, Lord and Taylor. Oh yeah, no, Lord and Taylor was done either way. Bad leadership killed them, killed the retailer, and the pandemic just made things worse. And I guess Latote didn't count on it once a pandemic. I mean, in the end, Latote basically got screwed by Hudson Bay because I guess Hudson Bay, but they sold them off at such a good time too. That I guess Hudson Bay is probably so happy that a pandemic killed the iconic retailer. But sounds like they're still committed with Saks. But even that, I think, is going to go downhill pretty quickly. And then getting back to Nordstrom, of course, the main issue with Nordstrom was that the lease was up for the building, and the Nordstrom store rather at Menlo, I'm not Menlo Park because that's still open. Freehold Raceway Mall rather needed a renovation desperately, and my guess was because it was much smaller than the other stores, there was really no reason for them to renovate that store. I mean, look, I went there. I mean, I went there the 10 days they had fixture liquidation. It was sad. It was like you were basically walking into a very depressing liquidation sale without the liquidation signs and literally just store fixtures. They opened it to the public, thank God, but it was only for 10 days. Like it was sad, and they had the third floor closed off. Like it was really sad to walk through there. It really was, and it was a shame that it had to close. But I kind of get in the sense I kind of get why they pulled the plug there. The store needed a renovation, and Nordstrom was not looking to invest in a store that was in the center of the state where you had Cherry Hill Mall, Nordstrom, the Christiana Mall, Nordstrom, and the King of Prussia, Nordstrom, a lot closer. And with Cherry Hill, there was no reason that Freehold needed to be around much longer. And, to the north of Freehold, you had Nordstrom Menlo Park, Nordstrom Short Hills, and Nordstrom Westfield Garden State Plaza. So if you had three Nordstrom stores in New Jersey to the north, um, and the three Nordstrom stores in that Delaware Valley region of Philadelphia, it just made more sense. There was no reason to have a Nordstrom store right smack in the middle of the state of New Jersey. Yeah, I don't eat that either. Um, that's a tough one. Willowbrook in Wayne, yes, the Bloomingdale's got a renovation. Bridgewater is definitely the more, I mean, at least the area that Bridgewater Commons is in, I think Bridgewater Commons is slightly more upscale than Willowbrook. I mean, of course, not counting the village, but Bridgewater has a Pottery Barn store. That's something that Willowbrook doesn't have, and Pottery Barn's actually inside the mall. That's something that Willowbrook doesn't have. But I think out of the two, Bridgewater is definitely much more upscale than Willowbrook. But Short Hills definitely is the most upscale mall in New Jersey, even better than Westfield Garden State Plaza and the Shops Riverside combined. real estate for Sears and Kmart. That's how they're alive right now. Hey, Dr. Waluigi, how are you? Um, well, in the two Sears Grands that were in Thornton, Colorado, and Rancho Cucamonga, California, they're still operating the auto center. So that's okay, no problem. Oh, oh, you do have allergies, peanut allergies. I see. I can't have. Sorry. Oh, you have wheat allergies? I see. I think so too. They will be gone by the end of 2021. Oh, you missed the last stream? I see. The main mall finally became a Bontown and is now at Jordan's Furniture. I wonder how long that's going to be. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, you're not missing much with not having Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that sign has been gone for almost a year now. Do you have any Five Below locations near here? What do you think about Five Below? It's an okay store. I mean, it's certainly not my go-to store. It's nothing like I'm, what's it called? Excited about. I mean, it's nothing really special either. Wonder if they're gonna put a Chick-fil-A in Lodi. They might. It'd be interesting next to Burger King. Sounds like they're getting sounds like Lodi's getting a third supermarket next to Aldi. Maybe they're gonna get a Meijer supermarket. Interesting. Probably people are using the elevator then at Macy's Smith Haven. Yeah, I think it is an upscale outlet mall, and it's what that area can afford compared to some other upper scale areas. Yeah, it is going downhill, but it is a good mall at the same time since it's the largest on Long Island. Yeah, I know, and they closed right at the height of COVID too. What buildings have you been kicked out of? Let's see. I've been kicked out of a cinema in Rutherford. I've been kicked out of Lord and Taylor at Rockaway Town Square, and that was a scary situation. Yeah, very scary situation, Lord and Taylor Rockaway. They said they got complaints from the women in the building. Like you would think that the women would have the decency or the audacity to like come up to me and tell me to stop recording. It's sad that they have to get the supervisor to yeah no. And he literally escorted me out and then he said yeah man we're telling mall security like you're really just gonna ruin my day with that nonsense but whatever. It's these freaking liquidators. Just terrible. I mean, I understand they have to set a certain standard set of rules, but I mean, you don't have to freaking like literally say that in front of my face. You could just ask me to leave. Like, I mean, the only thing that the guard did right was he didn't ask me to delete the footage. So I will give him credit there. I did leave when I was told because yes, it is private property and it's really not worth it to be because I mean, if you don't leave, you can be pressed with charges for trespassing. I don't know you don't want to go down that road. You're better off just leaving the building because it's no reason. Trust me, it's a huge waste of time to be the and it's a stupid reason too to exactly. So for me, it just I better off just leaving at that point. But it was stupid. But whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I've been kicked out of there. Williams Center I got kicked out of, but that theater now is basically done. Apparently they're going to be having some kind of auction for it in August. I might try and go just to see it one last time. Where else have I been asked to stop taking pictures? I got kicked out of Sears at Paramus Park. Actually, they told us to leave after they called the manager. We filmed like I think it was like over 45 minutes of footage at, I don't know, maybe more like a half an hour. But it was me and my friend, and we were filming the last day of Sears at Paramus Park. So no, I've definitely gotten kicked out of stores, and I've also gotten busted too at several different stores for videotaping their elevator. So it's just, I mean, it's going to happen, you know. But it's like a 1% chance of getting busted. But still, it's a 99% chance of getting a video. And sometimes you can have a nice conversation with somebody in an elevator, and that's what I try to do. So, but it is nice to have a conversation with people in an elevator. So. Best elevator fixture? Probably the Otis's. I like the Otis fixtures and innovation too. Yes, Debenhams probably would have been alive today if the pandemic did not happen, but the UK got hit bad, and they're still getting hit bad. They're getting hit really bad now with the Delta variant of COVID. So yeah, Debenhams definitely wouldn't have survived. So oh yeah, no. Monitor TR sucks. I hate Monitor. Why do you think I haven't gone back to that JC Penney? No reason. Monitor TR is the most disgusting type of fixture. And I'm still sad that JC Penney, well, I think now they went back to Schindler. But still Monitor TR stinks. Well, you probably should get the Walt Women's Shops. It's a really nice mall, although it is going downhill a little bit with Lord and Taylor gone. Yeah, I think they would have continued to close stores, but it would have been on a much slower decline. It's just the difference is the global pandemic, as known as COVID-19, which basically everybody in the stream knows what COVID-19 is, basically accelerated the demise of the chain. Yeah, Bloomingdale's is one I want to get on, and definitely Macy's, but yeah, I have to go during a weekday. That's the key with that mall. Yes, Lord and Taylor was the biggest department store loss out of all of COVID. JCPenney too definitely closed their footprint. They closed Kings Plaza, probably the shortest lived Pennies. The shortest lived department store was Neiman Marcus Hudson Yards. Opened in 2019, closed in 2020 due to COVID. Um, but JCPenney Kings Plaza opened in 2018. 2 years later, closed because of COVID. So yeah, it got better though. It definitely got better. Macy's Roosevelt Field. Yeah, the Macy's in Livingston will probably go, but Brunswick Squares I think is going to go as well, or they might hold on to that one. Who knows? Yes, Kmart in Lodi. They did not like me recording, and Sears at Paramus Park. I got kicked out. Interesting. Yeah, Willowbrook doesn't. Well, that's because the shops are Riverside, of course. The best mall in New Jersey, hands down, is the mall at Short Hills. It's not Westfield Garden State Plaza. It's not American Dream. Hands down, the best mall. Like I'm talking, the best luxurious stores, the best elevator variety is hands down the mall at Short Hills. Yes, Immunity Hub. Yes, I've seen. I actually just saw it on the mall map today. Believe it or not. Yes, there is. I believe there's a near me. It's at a shopping center called Garfield Commons, and it has one of the WalMarts, I believe. Yeah, it's at Garfield Commons, which has a Walmart and a Burlington, a PetSmart, a Marshalls, an Applebee's neighborhood bar and grill, and a McDonald's restaurant. Yeah, that's where the Five Below is near me. Yeah, well, it's the main mall in the main state of Maine. Say you can say that 3 times fast. There's a lot of people on here. Oh, you went to that Barnes and Noble? I forgot about that. Wow. I forgot about that Barnes and Noble. Where'd you give my channel a shout out? I appreciate that. Wow. Did you make a video on that? You should send me a link to that if you made a video on it. Is there a Brandsmart USA near me? No, sadly not. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do in front of a girl. You want to make an impression, not make yourself look like an idiot. Sorry to say, Scorch. That was your fault, my friend. Yes, there is a Big Lots near me. It what was in that Toys R Us that I got a tour in. That's where the Big Lots is with that Burlington elevator I rode. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of yeah. Seems to be permanently closed. Interesting. Yeah, that's something you might need to take a look into. Did you leave Rockaway after the incident or go back to the mall? I think telling mall security makes no sense. I agree, yeah, but I didn't go back to the mall. I was so disgusted in the way that they literally harassed me for no reason at all. Just because I was filming a liquidating store, they're gonna go and harass me. Like that's not cool. That's you're literally chasing customers away. And I mean, it wasn't bad enough with Lord and Taylor. Now you're chasing customers outside the store for actually trying to document the end of Lord and Taylor. I mean, how stupid are these security guards that work for these liquidation companies? Just doesn't make sense to me. I'm trying to go to these Lord and Taylor stores, trying to document history. Because there are people that are going to look back at those documentaries on YouTube, um, and they're like, "Wow, this kid went to all the Lord and Taylor stores across New Jersey, and he filmed every single one." So that's what I see it as a significant major department store no longer there. The Los Angeles Times website had an article from David Lazarus. Lazarus, wasn't that a store? About Sears having horrendous customer service. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they had that kind of customer service. You could thank the leadership before and during and currently in Eddie's tenure at Sears. Although Eddie was in charge even when he was not CEO, of course. Well, maybe you should look into that GoPro. Spanked? I think that's illegal. If someone got spanked for filming in a store, yeah, I would call the cops. That's probably illegal in some states. Uh, yeah, I really hope someone had a video camera out for that and shared it to the local police department because I think that's illegal. The only thing that they can do in a store is kick you out and ask you to leave. They can't ask you to delete footage, nor can they spank you. That's just yeah, that's you could get charged with battery. I know it's funny, but I mean, okay, it's not funny. But the point being, you can seriously get charged for that. So I'm surprised nobody had a camera out for that one. Do you like fishing? No, but I actually have a couple of friends who did fishing in high school. But no, I'm not a huge fan of fishing. Not all of them. Smith Haven still does pretty well. Whitman still has Saks, and Roosevelt Field still has decent stores. And again, I do apologize if I'm getting to everyone's comments late. I do apologize about that. No, I do not have a Kmart Blue Light special. I'm not. I like talking about the stuff. I'm not like a big collector. I like knowing about like what's going on in my neighborhood at least. But they are significant because they created many memories. Let's see. Yeah, if you can, here, I'll actually if you can yeah, you can actually go ahead and send it to this email, Dr. Waluigi. I know, and if you guys want to send anything else, it's in the chat. So let's see. So where did I leave off? Fishing. Oh, I left off. Sorry. So again, if I'm getting to everyone's comments late, I do apologize. So no, I don't have that. The closest amusement park to me, if like actual amusement park, the Nickelodeon Universe at American Dream. That would be the closest theme park to me. Outdoor park, probably Six Flags or Dorney Park. And if not those two, then maybe Adventureland and Rise Playland, which is in Westchester County. Not at the moment, at least. My cousin was ordering food, and me and my other cousin went to leave. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, unless the only way I could see that happening is maybe Target. Target picks up that store in Hamilton, Montana. Who knows? It could very well happen because the property is up for sale. If Target looks sees an opportunity to expand in Montana, I think they're going to seize on the opportunity. Three vacant Kmart's. That's fun. That's a huge rip. Yeah. They still have the one out in Bridgehampton. That's the only one left on Long Island. It's still kicking for now. Of course. Well, no, I mean Eddie's walking away with billions. How could he? That would look bad on him, and then he would lose all his money. He won't go on any interviews whatsoever. Yeah, he just continues to walk away with billions. And even like this morning, like they finally made an article after 2 weeks. The Sears in Westland, Michigan was announced. I mean, why does the media wait 2 weeks? I mean, I can understand 1 week, but you waited almost 2 weeks to make that article. I mean, that's been the news on YouTube for the long. I mean, like if you're a reporter for a newspaper and you hear something instant, you should have an article the day it's announced. That's how it should be. But we know my guess is the media just doesn't take priority in Sears. But if it's about Walmart and Target, bam, they'll have an article up. That's what I don't get. I mean, I do kind of get it, but like if you find out about that closing, like with what they did the Tahoe one, like the minute they found out about the closing, article went up. Like some media outlets do it and some don't. I guess it really depends specifically on who is writing the article. That's my guess, at least. Yeah, Doctor Waluigi, make sure it's probably in the chat below, but definitely send it to that email. And you can even go at the very end too. You can even go into my channel, and I have it in my contact information page, so you can even use that as well. Oh, I see. That makes sense. I would, especially for spanking. Yes, Uniqlo's no Uniqlo. Disney already closed in Bridgewater. Uniqlo's closing the 18th of July. Yep. Yeah, but they're going to dump Brunswick Square too. Livingston needs to go absolutely because of the mall at Short Hills, but Brunswick Square is probably going to go too, or they might hold on. They might keep Brunswick Square. Who knows? But Hamilton Mall needs to go too. Sadly, just given that it's a three level Macy's in the middle of nowhere. That's what I call it. They should, but you know we know they won't. If I was a betting man, I still believe that a few more Sears and Kmart stores will be open by January 1st. Maybe we'll see. Saks. Saks, yes, it could be ideal for Bridgewater. Oh, that's good, I guess. I heard someone was slapped by a liquidator in Sears for filming and had his camera ripped. That's illegal, by the way. That is 100% illegal. The only thing they can ask you to do is to stop filming and leave, unless he denied to leave. That's another thing too. But yeah, no, I mean the liquidator. I mean you can't do that. That's not. There's certain look. All the liquidator can do is they can ask you to stop taking pictures and leave. But to literally hit somebody and have their personal property ripped from them, that's against the law. That's against. I mean, that guy should have filed charges against that guy. I said I'm on the phone right now with with my attorney. So yeah, I mean that guy could have seriously had criminal charges against him. Yes, okay, I get it as private property, but still, you don't do that to somebody, especially since you're destroying their property that they own, that they bought with their money. So, but yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And again, if the comments, so sorry, I want to make sure to get to everyone's comment and everyone's explanation. So if it is delayed like a minute or two, again, I just want to make sure I can get to everybody's comment as soon as possible. Okay, here's a really good one. Oh boy, let's see this one. When Borders Books and Music was closing some years ago, and the fixtures were being sold off, my friend bought my friend bought the tampon machine from the women's bathroom for $10. That's the best thing you can get at a liquidation sale. That is absolutely the best thing you can get at a liquidation sale. Kenneth, I give you a two thumbs up for that one. I wish I could pin your comment. That is funny, especially for $10. I mean, what a what a steal! What an absolute steal for $10. I wonder if he probably gave those things away, honestly, to a lot of girls he knew. Smart too. Like you would think, like right at a liquidation sale, like just in the flash of a moment, and you have $10 on you. Like genius purchase. I mean, sad that the chain went out, but I mean, I think that was worth every dollar of that $10. Well, also worth the $10 bill, of course. But yeah, that is funny. That is absolutely funny. Oh, you did it? Okay, I see. Yeah, you do stupid things in middle school. That's true. Yeah, well, that's a good thing. The Target being a local thing. Hey, Joe, how are you? Anyone here in summer school? Nope, no summer school for me. Nah, you can't really do it on private property, but yeah, it's something you can't do. But yeah, I mean, if you got your camera swiped from you and the guy was hitting you, like that's the guy doing that stuff to you could face serious criminal charges. That's all. Oh, 2 weeks is not timely. I absolutely agree. I mean, where were they 2 weeks ago when the closure was announced? I guess they had other priorities, sadly. Only one or two. Sears is still in Brooklyn, yes. The Future, yep. Sears hometown stores. I mean, hey, I see how it makes sense. It's free. I mean, look, $10 for one of those machines, that's an absolute steal. Honestly, I'm just being honest. And I think it's also kind of funny that they would get that at a liquidation sale. That's correct. 26 non-closings, 6 Sears stores, and 18 non-closing Kmart stores. All right, Dylan, you do just have a nice 4th of July weekend. I'm probably not going to be on again. Most likely, this is going to be my last live stream, I think, for a while. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do a street view on it. When they do announce that it's closing. What is your opinion on Applebee's? Applebee's is okay. It's really nothing to brag about. It's okay. It's hit or miss, honestly. Yep, 44 non-liquidating stores. Wow, that's amazing. I wonder if he gave away the actual tampons inside the machine to girls. The machine definitely is kind of cool though. Be careful at Hills Village after 5 p.m. Where's South Hills Village? Oh, I see. Huh. I guess it makes sense too. It's probably not the nicest area given that there's a rail yard. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Really, Bob's Furniture closing in Totowa? When is it closing? Yes, it does not count as that. I agree too. They deserve to lose their job at the liquidation company. The creepiest Sears that's still open? Oh man, probably one of the California ones. Went to a Bob's Furniture a couple years ago, never again. A hopelessly pushy salesman. Well, they are on commission and they're basically trying to earn anything they can get. The more sales they make, the more money they make. If they don't make any sales, then they fire them. Bob's Furniture is the same. Yeah, it's just called Bob's Discount Furniture. That's the same thing. All the same thing. Well, I'm happy you're having a nice summer. They call me Chris most of the time. Sure, Voltaic, you got it. Yes, there's a Trader Joe's near me. Paramus and Clifton. They're supposed to be putting one in Secaucus, but yeah. Yep, he is trash. Oh no, Circuit City at this point is just e-commerce. I don't know why about 69 jokes. The Brew Pub pretzel sticks, yeah, they're good. I've had them. They're pretty good. Definitely going to be smaller Toys R Us stores soon. So true. Question for everyone: would you be? Definitely not for 5 million. I think I'd rather live than make $5 million. Yeah, it's a hit or miss for Applebee's. If they have an order against you, then no, most likely not. It's attached to the Burbank Media Center Mall. Oh, that's the name of it, Burbank Media Center Mall. Okay. Oh, I'm sure instantly. I'm sure it's going to close one. It is the largest one in the U.S. is still alive. Well, I'm sure the Woodfield, Illinois series will be the last one to go since it's in the same state as their headquarters. So Ames headquarters, most likely not. Chili's is definitely the better one out of Applebee's. Yeah, they put something upstairs. It's that they definitely downsized the Sears. Oh, yeah, it was Burbank Town Center. No, no, that's all right. Not a problem. Wow, even for like being this late at night, there's actually a decent amount of people on here. Wow. Yeah, their restaurants are just a little better than Applebee's. Applebee's is like a TGI Fridays, but the better version of TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays is another one of those awful restaurants. We don't have too many near me. The closest one I think is now in Hackensack, and I wouldn't even go out of my way for a TGI Fridays. Never have, never will. That's just what I think of TGI Fridays. It's interesting how they have a TGI Fridays to go. All the restaurants are trying to do that now. That's right. I forgot about the TGI Fridays at Palisade Center. I totally forgot about that one. Yep. I think they went in Bloomingdale's. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Wow, there's lots of comments coming in. So Walmart, they're closing one in actually the one in Maryland just closed today. Believe it or not. Red Robin is good. JCPenney store is the creepiest. I don't know exactly. Target, yes, at Bergen Town Center in Paramus. Yes, definitely. I agree. Overrated pancakes. Cracker Barrel is the way to go. Primark, it's all right. Why did Walmart close in Sunrise? They couldn't put a grocery one there. Oh, I thought they were going in the Bloomingdale's. Really? I thought they were going in the old Bloomingdale's. Interesting that they chose Sears, or at least part of the old Sears, rather. I'm sorry. I thought it was Bloomingdale's. Hmm. Interesting. We don't have that kind of steakhouse in my area. Not surprising that Google's doing that. Probably not. I've never heard of that one. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, King of Prussia is a really big mega mall, so you'll probably need like a day and a half to 2 days to see the entire mall. Chili's, yes. Rutherford Commons, they have a Chili's there. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, sadly, of course. I don't know. Yeah, JCPenney's on a slower decline, but they still have a lot more stores compared to Sears. So probably not. JCPenney will survive for now, I think. But Sears and Kmart, no. They're basically done at this point. So all right. So anyways, guys, I would continue the stream, but I think at this point, I think I answered basically everybody's question. Thank you guys so much for watching, and what's it called? Oh, EFCO Slap-On mods? Okay, I see. And Dr. Waluigi, I'll go ahead and do that thing for you one more time just so you can get it before the stream ends. Okay, perfect. All right, so anyways, guys, that's about going to do it for Q&A live stream number 162. Thank you guys so much for watching, and maybe we'll do one tomorrow. Who knows? Stay tuned. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. I'm sorry. Thank you again for watching this live stream, rather. Sorry. And maybe we'll see some more Sears and Kmart store closures. So stay tuned. The old Kmart in West Orange vaccination center. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time. That's it.